Chapter 1 continues. It is recommended, this is, like what you need to do during the fast. It is recommended to drink water, boiled water preferably, instead of just fetching water from the tap or what we call pure water here in Nigeria. That water is, a lot of that pure water is not as pure as they claim. So it's better for you to just boil your water and drink. You should drink hot or warm water to avoid stomach cramps and other inconveniences. Never drink cold water unless it is taken very slowly. I personally will not drink cold water during a water only fast. This is advisable especially for slim people and during a fast in cold weather. So for those outside the country, I would advise drink hot water or warm water at least. A certain hindrance are the well-meant persuasions of over-anxious friends and relatives who try to convince the patient believer to break the fast prematurely as they fear for his physical well-being. Should you have fallen for these persuasions, take courage and at some time renew the fast again. By God's grace, you will succeed. During some of the fasts, some of our members have shared how, their spouses were worried, you're drinking only water, won't you die, won't you do this, won't you do that? But of course, at the end of the day, they saw that the benefits outweigh their worries, So don't worry, your friends, your relatives, they're just being themselves when they see you drinking only water, because that is not what we have been taught. We've been told that you must eat 3 times a day. So waking up to say you're doing a water only fast, seems unreasonable to conventional wisdom. Okay, so but like I said, by God's grace, you will succeed. You may feel tired during the early or final days of the fast. Nevertheless, you can continue to work and get your day's duties done if the work is not too hard. During this period, however, your prayer will most likely not be as concentrated and effective. Physical movements like getting out of bed, etc., should never be done suddenly and quickly, as this could cause disturbances in your blood circulation, followed by fainting. After your bodily poison has been secreted, you will feel better, both spiritually and physically. Pain, dizziness, weakness, and other physical complaints will disappear. On the other hand, the various physical organs as well as your sense and mental abilities will be stimulated. The result of this is the gaining of a certain spiritual authority, with prayers being answered and many other things that you previously thought impossible. Isn't that the goal of the prayer of the fast and prayer, to build spiritual capacity? Okay, then it says, how long should you fast? Until we finally know that God has heard our prayer. For this, you have to get the assurance whether to have a short 1 to 10 days or a longer 20 to 40 days fast. Even though we're doing 7 days, like I said to people, the race is personal. You have to work out your salvation with fear and trembling. It's a personal thing. So even though we say 7 days, God may lay it in your heart to do longer than that, depending on what you are expecting, depending on your goals, depending on your objectives, depending on the reason why you want to fast. Okay, then it says, as long as our health and physical conditions permits, without resulting in damage. That's why we also had to encourage some people to join there are those who are actually on the supervised fast. There are some sick people, we had to put them on the supervised fast. And for the supervised fast, you have to lodge in a place. You're not going to be able to do a supervised fast from your house, especially if you have a health problem. So we have our fasting experts, some of our doctors, caregivers, monitoring them. The supervised fast must be monitored. You're not going to be able to do it except you have somebody in your location who understands who understands fasting, especially for those who are very ill, people who are bedfast and all that. Please do not embark on this type of fast without proper supervision. Okay, let's talk about the 4 cleansing methods. The pores of the skins are channels through which the body secretes much poison, and this happens particularly during a time of fasting. This is the reason why Jesus says, wash thy face. It helps a lot to bathe more frequently than usual. Moreover, Matthew 6:16 says, moreover, when you fast, be not as the hypocrites of a stout countenance, for they disfigure their faces that they may appear unto men to fast. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. Number 2, the kidneys are activated by drinking water frequently. Therefore, the urine is diluted and poison is flushed out. As you begin this fast, please check the color of your urine, okay? The lungs are there to secrete the body's poison through breathing. Therefore, it is necessary to be out in the fresh air, to take deep breaths of fresh air, as well as often opening the windows. The bowels are also an important means of secretion. Do not worry if the bowels almost stop working altogether, as this is only because there is no supply of nourishment. In an emergency, an enema could help. Okay? There are enema kits out there, so you can get some. It will also be good to do some physical exercises. Okay? Fasting is the best means to break physical disabilities. This applies especially to stomach complaints. During a long fast, your stomach is virtually renewed. This is the reason why it is necessary to break the fast gently. You should not immediately start with too much food, but gradually with fruit juices followed by some fresh fruits. I also prefer to use vegetable juices. Okay? If you're in bad health, fasting will be of great benefit to your body. This is contrary to conventional wisdom. When people are sick, they tell them not to fast. Fast, okay, you see the reason. Fasting has a rejuvenating effect on the glands, kidneys, liver, and the blood, as well as the throat and eyes. Considering all these points above, it is clear that fasting and prayer can only benefit your physical well-being. Jesus will never have recommended such temperance if it were to have a bad effect upon our body. Of course, you should sleep and rest as usual. If possible during a fast, you should try to rest a little more often